Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. In this short video I just want to share with you some Christmas advice and Christmas wishes if you like. But first of all, can I ask, if you find these videos at all helpful, please subscribe, please like, please share them. All that means is that perhaps more people who may find them helpful will get to see them. Thank you for that. Christmas this year is a strange one, isn't it? It's for many of us, it's going to be extremely difficult. It's certainly not going to be normal. But I want to share with you, first of all, a quick Christmas story, if you like. 5 years ago at Christmas was when I finally made the decision, I suppose, to stop drinking and taking opiates. I'd gone home as I normally do. I was living in Spain at the time still. And I'd gone home back to England to spend Christmas with my family, with my daughters. And my drinking and using of opiates had escalated to a scale that was unsustainable, if you like. It was certainly killing me. And, you know, if I attempted to, God forbid, to use that much of a substance now, it would just kill me instantly. But I'd obviously reached the tolerance level and was just staving off withdrawal from both those substances daily, drinking and using a massive amount of opiates. And then, of course, came the time for me to go back to England. And my family hadn't seen me for quite a time, you know, a few months at least, as this had really escalated. And I didn't want them to see me, and there wouldn't be an opportunity anyway for me to get hold of any sort of substance. So I sort of reduced and slowed down, and I was in a hell of a state. When I got back to England, I couldn't even hold a knife and fork. I was shaking so much. I was in dire straits, and obviously my family noticed straight away. And to cut a long story short, that Christmas was disastrous in many ways. You know, I had my daughters begging me to stop. And even then, it was 6 months later when I did actually stop for good. And, you know, even it just shows how powerful addiction can be when you have your whole family begging you, and you can see what a hell of a state you're in, you know, near death, if you like. And you still don't stop. And that's the power of addiction. But what it did do, and why it will always remain special at Christmas in one way, is that it sowed the seed. You know, it helped me realize that I was absolutely powerless. It also helped me realize that the following Christmas, I wanted to enjoy every moment and every second of it with my family, which I did, you know, that first Christmas sober. And I want to quickly talk about that because it's very difficult. You know, it's a difficult time of year for those in addiction, and for those in their first year of sobriety, if you like, if it's your first Christmas, even second Christmas of sobriety. I get many, you know, and have had many over the last couple of weeks, people contacting me and asking if it's, you know, with Christmas approaching, is it possible to drink in moderation? And I always reply with the fact that, you know, if you're looking at videos like mine or others that are very similar, you know, the likelihood is that you can never drink in moderation again. And, you know, the only pathway is to stop. totally. Certainly for me, moderation is not an option. It's just something that I'm hardwired not to adhere to. That moderation may be great for a day, but 1,000% that will escalate and escalate and escalate. And there's no more recovery in me, if you like. I never want to get back in that situation again. And I can promise all of you that that are watching this video that feel as though they're going to struggle this Christmas to weigh up, what's important. This year has been an extremely difficult year for the whole world, for everybody. And this Christmas is certainly not going to be normal for many people. But if you're blessed enough and lucky enough, to have family, loved ones, friends that you can spend some time with at Christmas, then please count your blessings, because what this has done, and it's certainly done for me, is wake me up to, what's really important. And this Christmas will highlight that for me. I've not seen my family, my daughters, my granddaughter, wife for a year because of this situation. But I'm blessed enough and lucky enough to be travelling home next week, for a nice lengthy stay. And it's really highlighted for me, forget all the commercialism, the presents and everything else that usually surrounds Christmas. The only important thing, certainly for me and for many millions of people this year, will be just to spend some time with the people that they love and spread a bit of consideration and kindness to other people. I work or volunteer in a food bank here in Malaga, and it's extremely bad at the moment. And as a shocking statistic, in Britain at the moment, there are more food banks than McDonald's restaurants. That's shocking in this day and age, and a shocking statistic. But many millions of people aren't lucky enough to spend time with their loved ones this year, can't buy presents for their children because they've lost their jobs, they're losing their homes. So, I just ask everybody that sees this video to show a little kindness and consideration if you know someone's struggling, and perhaps help them out a bit, or, acknowledge them. If they're lonely, speak to them. Just realize that this, how blessed and how lucky you are, and that will keep you strong, and it will keep you sober this Christmas, because you're no good to anyone in the other state. To be present, to be sober, to be clear for your family and for other people, to be kind and considerate. That's all that's important this year, and to show some love. Because this year, more than any other year, people need it. I mean, I was speaking to a young mother the other day who, was at the food bank and can't afford, obviously, to buy food, and she has 3 children. And she says, I'm coming here for, my food. I can't afford to buy my children even one present each to open at Christmas. Just realise how blessed we are if we're lucky enough to be with our families. Show some kindness, show some love, stay strong. Make this Christmas perhaps the time that you change your life like I did 5 years ago, and realise what's really important. Carpe Diem, seize the day. Much love to all. Take care. Stay strong, stay safe, live free.